Hey everyone, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. And today we are probably in part 2 of Sherlock Holmes mode. So I'm super excited today because this one's going to be a real good laugh. Brandon's probably going to get some hate from somebody, but he always does, and I think that's what he sort of likes. It's why he builds up his muscles. Today we are going to do how to spot a crypto scam. Brandon, let's go, mate. This is going to be a laugh.
Yeah. So I actually did a video the other day. I think it was yesterday. Actually, we were supposed to do a podcast yesterday, and I was up till midnight, which I never do because I usually go to bed like 8 o'clock in the evening. And I was up researching this scam, putting the video together, and then I think I scheduled it at midnight and then for 8 o'clock the next morning. And so I wasn't going to wake up 3 hours later, 4 hours later, because I need my beauty rest. And so I ended up getting up and doing the podcast the next day at 4 a.m. with you. But yeah, man, there are so many scams just online. And if you haven't watched or listened to our episode about MLM scams, definitely check out our previous episode. But in this one, it was about a crypto scam that a guy who actually I have known for you probably know him too, from the ClickFunnels community, where Mario. Do you remember Mario?
Mario.
Maybe not, but essentially,
it's probably the second name that'll give it away. But right, we'll wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use this full name, but I don't even know if it's his full name. It might be a fake name. But I met him in ClickFunnels, and we did online marketing, and we were in the One Funnel Away challenge together. And I'm guessing you have a link to that. So if you guys want to join the One Funnel Away challenge, definitely check out the link below. Because I'm guessing there is some good use to that program. I definitely learned a lot from it. So definitely check out that link below. But when I met him, he did the program and then joined this the SAM funnel, which is do you remember the SAM funnel?
SAM funnel?
Yeah, it was secret affiliate machine.
No.
Okay, well, it's like essentially a business in a box.
Right, okay.
And you create this like a landing page, and it kind of walk you through of like downloading ClickFunnels, downloading this funnel, and then downloading ClickFunnels, signing up for ClickFunnels, so that because it's a one-step download or whatever, and then signing up for active campaign. So it was just a bunch of affiliate links in a sense, but it was telling you how to build it. And then you went out and sold it. But essentially what it had is when you were going through this and you're at the very end, it was like buy traffic. So you buy traffic for solo ads, and that's what they were not promoting, but they had a traffic source that would go there. Long story short, he was stealing traffic because he had scripts in ClickFunnels that would redirect all the traffic they were paying for to his own funnel, and stealing all of the traffic sources that they were paying for. And so I caught him on that, and he was like, "Oh, I don't even know what is ethical and not ethical in affiliate marketing. So like blah blah blah." And I was like, "You're stealing like
traffic,
yeah, and their money." Because essentially they're paying them subscription costs because they're affiliates, but then they're stealing their traffic. So like that's counterproductive of affiliate marketing. Anyways, I saw that he was in this program, this ecosystem called, we'll call it the Den. I won't add the whole name just in case. Okay. And so the Den of wolves, we'll say. And so the Den of Wolves was, and they talk about FU money. So they're totally like broed out, and they're just a bunch of sketchy people. But I was looking at their transaction history, and I was looking at, the number one sales of the crypto was this one person. So crypto is, in a sense, a Ponzi, because you need more money to come in to come in versus the money that's going out. So he was one of like they said he wasn't part of the team, but he was in all the promotional material. He was like he was one of the 4 quote unquote partners, I would say. But he was selling most of the tokens that he had and dumping on the rest of the people while promoting it. So he was saying, buy this token, we'll hold your hold or guard your guard. They say guard your guard. And that might give it away, but that's okay, because I already have it on YouTube. And so they were essentially saying, buy this thing, while they were the ones actually just dumping on the new sellers. And then he made like $4 million. And so, and then the other person was like $9 million, but like the price went from $2 or like $0 all the way up to $20. And then when they were dumping on people, it went down to $2. So all the people that bought at $3 and up pretty much lost all their money, because it's now worth less than they actually got into. And so as he was what a lot of people would call like a pump and dump scheme. They were pumping up the price with other people's money and saying, get into this new crypto. It's amazing crypto that is a treasury asset, using all sorts of marketing lingo to make it seem like it was better than it was. And then they were dumping their tokens on the new buyers and making out with like bandits. And so me in my Sherlock Holmes style, I was looking for whose wallet was this one, because a friend of mine who is in our inner circle was like, he's been trying to get me into this wolf den. I was like, man, I know the people that are involved. I just don't have a good feeling about it. They just have a bad history. He's like, no, they're super smart. They talk, intelligently about, the product and how it works. And they're very like methodical about it. It's really good. And I was like, that's not my thing. I just don't trust the people that are there. And so 2 days ago, he messaged me. He's like, man, you were right. Like this one wallet has been dumping on us. We went from $20 down to $2. And like I sold, luckily he was still in profit, but he sold like 95% of his shares or crypto tokens. And he's like, this one wallet, can you like figure out whose it is? And I was like, I bet you it's Mario's. Like, I didn't even do anything. I didn't even look into anything, but I figured it was his just because of his past. He was called the Rogue Banker. So like just his names, obviously he's just a shady character. And so I went in and looked at the wallet and was like, okay, whose wallet is this? And so obviously the whole blockchain is, it's an open ledger. So you can follow transactions, you can see where things are going. And so I needed to piece this wallet with someone else and how they were tied together. And so I looked at the wallet, and inside the wallet, there was a few NFTs. And the NFTs are like, we talked about it in another podcast, so definitely check that out. And what NFTs were, or what the future of crypto is, or play to earn gaming. All those might have a thing about it. So definitely check those out. But they had these 4 NFTs, and then they had another NFT that kind of just solved the case really easily. And I didn't even look at that last NFT, but the 4 NFTs were this other cryptocurrency called Floki, which was very popular. Like a lot of people, was kind of like the Doge, the Shinu, and then Floki. And those were like the top dog coins in a sense. And this coin was growing exponentially because they had good marketing behind it. And so I looked at the blockchain and I saw the NFT, and I was like, okay, where did this NFT come from? Because it wasn't minted, because it showed on the transaction history that it wasn't. It was transferred from another wallet. And I was like, okay, so I took that first address that was dumping on people. I looked up in the blockchain. I saw that I had this NFT on OpenSea. And then I looked at the transaction history and it came from another wallet. And so I went to that wallet, and the wallet was named DexHawk, DEX Hawk. And I was like, that's an uncommon name. Who else goes by that? Like, I'll just Google, in quotes, DexHawk. And lo and behold, it showed up as Mario. And but I was doing research. I actually looked at Floki, and in the Hall of Fame, I would say the Hall of Shame rather. It showed his face as DexHawk, and then it showed his. I found it on Google, and I searched Google, and his YouTube was called DexHawk, but he went by O or 0x, which is kind of like the first two digits of MetaMask. Each address starts with OX. And I found he went by OX, DexHawk. And so I found that he actually, in a few articles, said that he withdrew all of his tokens and dumped it on the Floki holders, similar to what he was doing with the Den of Wolves. And I think of the name when I said it earlier. And essentially that he was doing the same thing. And it just multiple articles saying that, the reason why Floki failed was because Mario was dumping tokens before anyone else could on him. And so it crashed the whole project. And so he was doing the same thing with the Wolf of Den's ecosystem. And then one of the other NFTs was they called them bougie bullies. And that was the NFT set. And right on the NFT within this wallet had Moon Boy Mario on it. So, I mean, I didn't even need to do all the research. It was like blatantly obvious. And then I took that and I connected it with all the other wallets that were all the other people in the program. They all had their own bougie bullies NFT in their own wallets. So pretty much I figured out that all of the people in the project were just dumping on their holders. And now they're pumping up the price right now, but I can definitely see it dropping even more after the hype runs out, especially after my video. They got my one video, got all of them talking. And I was the buddy who was like, you were right, blah, blah. He started sending me screenshots of their Telegram saying they were saying all these crazy things about me. But then a lot of people were coming to comment on the video, which essentially just boosts the YouTube algorithm anyways.
Which makes it even more.
Yeah. So then more people see it, which was great because then it got a bunch of likes and views. And so I just comment back to them and say, well, what do you mean? Like, how is any of the thing? I was just taking facts and connecting the dots. And they were like, oh, you're spreading FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not fearful of what you guys are doing. I'm definitely certain that you guys are being dumped on. And I have no doubt that I'm not wrong. I'm completely sure that I'm right because this is all the proof. And so, which then just boosts the YouTube algorithm. So it was great. And to kind of call them out, I'm sure, and you obviously get like legal threats and all that, but they have nothing really that I didn't call them scammers. I didn't, I wasn't saying any kind of deflammatory names or anything like that. All I was showing was, this is my research. This is connecting the dots. So they had nothing really that they could do anything about it. So in doing so, it just, I call it the Trump effect. And I think that, and I don't know if I coined this term or someone else did, I'm sure someone else did, but essentially Trump, he was a good marketer in a sense, because no matter what, you were either on his side or against him, but people would talk about him. And in doing so, people that didn't know him would go and see what he was talking about because someone else talked about him. And then they could decide on if he was for him, if Trump was for them or not. So I would create a piece of content that was controversial against the community, which was the den of wolves. And then they would go talk about it and see my post and then decide for themselves, is he right or is he wrong? And so I call that the Trump effect, because if you're able to get other people to talk about you, then the person that is going to do the research about you is going to decide on if they like you or not. And say, for instance, you have things are 50-50, like they either like you or don't like you. But if people don't know about you that are talking, like if someone's negative and they're saying, oh, this guy's horrible, you're not going to like him, this is what he said, and they research them, there's a 50% chance there that they're going to like you or they're going to dislike you. So if you're saying credible things, then I think they're going to like you. So then that in turn adds more people to your side than against you. And so that's why I think that Trump did so well, is because he had that Trump effect. And so I kind of put that in my playbook and as a way to put out honest truth about these different projects, and then let the people that are like hateful against what I said, because they're part of that community, tell other people, and then they end up deciding if what I said was actually factual or if they're just going to close their ears off and not take in any kind of information.
Do you know that video you're talking about is averaging 11 views per hour? You've got, you've got like, I'm literally on the stats at them. You got 24 comments already. You got 31 likes. You got just under 400 views. Like, and people are talking. People are talking, mate. And
I have a small channel. Like, I don't have a big channel at all.
Yeah, so like I've seen channels with like 50, 60,000 subscribers when they release a video, like averaging like 2 views per hour, and you're like on 11. Impressive. And as you say, like it's just your findings. Obviously, you've gone as unbiased as you can, gone and followed the trends, followed the patterns, and obviously come up with what you've decided, which is you're not even involved in the project. So it's like and you've not been burnt by the project. So it's a case of like, well, you've got no emotional hatred towards it. Like you've got no like emotional positivity towards it. It's just you've gone and connected the dots. What I do like is obviously it absolutely highlights obviously for people who are scared about getting into crypto and scared about like getting caught in one of these scams. Like doing your own research is definitely like so important, especially in these industries. Like obviously people are losing like money hand over foot or hand over fist, and it's obviously it's scary, like especially for new people who are trying to make that quick dollar, which I don't believe actually exists. You've got to do that research, and you've got to be very careful and go and look at both sides of the coin. Go and follow people that you actually trust. Go find counter people, and then make your own decisions, because like there's a lot out there. Like obviously inflation prices, and then obviously dumping all the coins, and like that's just it's just not good. It's crazy, but it will happen, and this won't be the last time it'll happen. It'll just be a case of that's something you've got to be very careful of. So going after like the likes of Bitcoin, the likes of Ethereum, where you can actually have a bit more of a stable life, it does mitigate that risk. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of those, for me, my strategy obviously is the play to earn games, but it's that's why I love crypto. It is a game. I mean, it's how quickly can you get your money out and make 100% of your profit before it goes to zero in a sense. And a lot of these games, these crypto games, like for instance, we're in Axie Infinity, we're in Pegaxi, we're in Voxies, all sorts of different assets, but they consistently mint me more crypto. And it's a fun game well, I don't find it fun, but a lot of people find this game fun to play. And so there's new people coming in, they're playing, and then I take the crypto from this game and I buy not the hard assets, but the long-term assets, the BTC, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and then I use that. And if you haven't watched our infinite money loop, that's the start of my infinite money loop, is having where I essentially stake my crypto
and then borrow against it and buy real estate. So definitely watch that episode or listen to that episode if you want to learn more about that. But yeah, I mean, do your own research, check the team out. Obviously, with Bitcoin, it's well known. There's no founder in a sense. It's an anonymous team in a sense. But then there are other projects that are not anonymous that are like Time Wonderland was a great project. And we talked about, not a great project, but we talked about it in I think the last episode where people were in the infinite money loop where they were looping their money. So definitely there's a lot of value in that episode. But where there was a team that was fully doxxed, and it ended up being that one of the doxxed members was actually a serial scammer. And it came out that he was in charge of like this treasury that had like $4 billion in it. And he was known for stealing like a bunch of money out of an exchange and running off with it. And his partner at the time had a mysterious death in India. I think it's on YouTube, or there's a huge documentary on Netflix. Yeah, I think so. It might be on Netflix.
Yeah, we caught a bit of that. Yeah, the other day.
It's a good Netflix episode, but yeah, he was fully doxxed, quote unquote, and they didn't know his history. So that's one thing. The Safe Moon, I don't know if you guys know Safe Moon, they were fully doxxed, and they've been just draining liquidity and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm sure there'll be a Netflix series about that. But obviously, just if you're new to crypto, then I would literally just buy and hold Bitcoin or Ethereum into a ledger wallet and just like sit on it for the next 10 years, like you would with real estate. You can do other things like staking, where you get a small rewards every single month, kind of like dividends or like kind of like cash flow with real estate. But if you are a degen like me, who understands risk tolerance, and then definitely you can get into other projects. And that's where doing your own research is super important, because you want to make sure that you can get your money, 100% of your money back out, put it back into your hard assets, and then let the rest of it ride. So things that I look for is I always check out social media. I check out if who's selling and the selling pressure versus who's buying. I look at the wallets. I check to see, like, are those wallets creating multiple contracts, or is it just the one project they're involved in? How many similar contracts, smart contracts? The contracts are lines of code that kind of build the ecosystem in a sense of how tokens are minted. Like, is there a fee when you buy it? Is there a fee when you sell it? Can they make it so that you can't mint any more tokens, or is there a minting function at all? Can they lock up the tokens where you can't sell them at all and it's a honeypot? So obviously you want to check and search the contract, and then use tools like I think it's called, might be PooCoin, but Dex Screener has one that tells you like more information, like, is it a honeypot? Is there similar contracts? They have, like, I think it's called SafeU, where it shows you like a little rundown of how safe this contract is. It gives you a score. So there are lots of things, resources that you can use. I'll give Brian a list of those to add in the show notes. So if you guys want to do your own research, definitely check that out. You can subscribe to my podcast. I go over a bunch of things. And don't just go by my YouTube. Subscribe to a lot of people's podcasts in the crypto space and learn what they're doing and how they do research. And then also check, I don't really trust this Telegram. So I only really go on people's Discords. If they only have a if they only have a Telegram, then I try and stay away from that project, because I just don't trust Telegram at all. And I go over a video how you can stay safe, because Telegram is a sketchy place. So definitely check out that YouTube. But yeah, I mean, just it's better to lose a little bit of money than all of your money. So, I mean, I would definitely do your own research on each project that you get into, like I do. some other tip. I mean, what questions do you have, Brian? I know you had one before we started the podcast. We'll save it for the actual podcast.
I think it was about the hate, wasn't it? Like, how much hate do you actually get from these like exposures? And I was just reading, like scrolling through the comments on the one that you did release, and it's hilarious. Like, it's
someone was like, do you have a lot of assumptions in the podcast?
I'm literally looking at that one, yeah.
And I was like, what? There's no assumptions at all made. I literally show you, like, it says Moon Boy Mario on it. It says this is a wallet transferred. Like Floki and Guard are things that this person has promoted, and they're in his wallet. Like all these. Oh, and I mean, I didn't even show this, but in a video of him, it literally shows his wallet, and I didn't have. I saw that after when I was doing more research, so it wasn't actually in that video. But yeah, I mean, there's no assumptions to be made. There's literally just facts. So it's funny. I think the founder was in one of the groups I'm in. He had an interview with the group member and about the actual ecosystem, and I posted my video right on there. And he said, "Thanks for that link, and then we'll be in contact." And one of my friends posted of a screenshot of the Telegram, and they're like, one of the team members that are in this team said, "Oh, he's going to be in so much legal trouble. We're going to go after him." And then right after, the actual owner of the project was like, "I was told to let it go. Don't give him more views and attention to his videos, because then more people are going to see it." So obviously they're trying to hide things because they don't want people. They don't want my Trump effect to obviously get people to actually know the truth. But I mean, I don't think I get too much hate, nor do I really care, to be honest. I mean, I'm just informing people of what I've seen. They can make their own conclusions. Their own individual. But a lot of people, I mean, it's not like I'm making things up, so I never really have an issue in a sense. So I haven't really got anything where I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble for this," because I'm it's not like I'm saying, like, I'm not talking about their character. I'm just pointing. I'm just talking about what is on the blockchain. This is what this wallet is. This is who it's connected to, and make your own conclusions. And they can't really, I'm not saying that he is a thief. He is anything about their character. So I can't really be, I guess, in trouble for that, because all I'm stating is facts.
Absolutely love it. I've really enjoyed this episode. It's been quite insightful. So just to confirm, Brandon is going to give me a document, obviously a bit of a checklist, obviously, of how you can avoid that, like some crypto scams, like things to look out for, little bits of research that you can take a look at. So we'll get that over to me. I'll put that in the show notes and the YouTube descriptions, guys. And thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, and I will see you on the next one.
Peace.